So it's Thursday, January 9th, a little after 11 a.m. in the morning, and I just finished that second pass of the first draft. Just printed off the script, and now I am celebrating with an orange. If this is living the dream, then I'm living the dream. Yesterday, 2 hours I got in, I revised about a little over 27 pages, and that put me this morning when I started at about 16, 17 pages left to finish it. So I started off about page 85 and got through revising through page 102. So finished that, and the script now is at 101 pages. I feel pretty positive about it. I cut a few more scenes, cut about a page and a half or so out of the script. Before I started writing this morning, my mind, for some reason, I had the thought in journaling, I went and ran, came back, journaled a little bit, and my mind just started, I had the thought of what do I need to do to get this film made? And so I'm looking at my journal, and my mind just started running crazy fast. I don't think I caught everything of what I should be doing to get this going, but for some reason things just started landing. So there's, of course, still trying to raise the money. I'm gonna go and talk with more possible financial partners. I'm gonna go and start looking for sponsorships. I'm gonna try to set up screenings of the film in advance. And so here we are in January. I'm gonna start setting those up for August, September, October, November, December, so that I can reserve their space, to reserve that date where I will be in that community, on that reservation, at that theater, screening the film for the audience there. And so in a way, yes, we're getting some of the distribution funds, pay the bill, so I have the funds to make the movie. Kind of a backwards way of thinking, but that happens all the time in the real world. In Hollywood, well, what little bit I know of Hollywood is you go out and get distributors, and so distribution companies, of course, put up funds. Yeah, we'll put up whatever to get this film made, or you need your finishing funds, we'll come and put it up, or whatever. So kind of going backwards and not looking at trying to just figure out how I do things. It's really interesting to me, kind of going back to, in a way, what Hollywood does is trying to get some of that distribution money up front, so that we can make the film, and then that gives us the goal and that end date of okay, we've got to push hard to get this made. So lots of things I feel internally today that a lot of things are happening in producing distribution mindset of how do you get this film made. That's kind of the big one, is starting to go out and look for sponsorships from various tribal communities, other resources of car dealerships and businesses, whatever that we can give some. It can be a win-win for us and for them, and eventually for the audience that sees the film once it's made. So it's exciting. When I finished writing and got to the end of the film, it was like there was that good, strong feeling of this is a decent film. I'm pleased with it. I'm excited for it. I don't want to get too overconfident and say, yeah, this is the best film ever, or whatever. But I feel there's those threads and that emotion that I feel kind of going through this journey in the last 4 days, from the beginning of the script through the end, and doing that quick pass. It's brought me so I can kind of stay in that mindset. It helped me kind of walk that quickly through the storyline, kind of quickly go back through and rewatch the film in my head and change some things on the paper and just get it a little bit tighter. There's still work with dialogue. Now I go back through and do my next pass, is more trying to kind of tighten, because I am really wordy, as you can tell through these. I think my way, I talk my way, I write my way through getting down to simplify to getting something where it needs to be. And so now I go back through, and even though the scene may not change, maybe the dialogue will tighten up and will be a little bit more specific. The descriptions and kind of those descriptions and such will tighten them. So instead of 3 sentences, I can write it in 2 and kind of put a little more pop, a little more power into those. So it becomes an easier read, which, I guess in the normal world, how they do it is they go and they, you want it to be a fast read. When somebody says, this was a fast read, that's a good comment, at least from from my make-believe world, because it's good, it's caught their attention, and it's easy to plow through. You're not going through all this words where you can say something in a sentence versus a whole paragraph. Like it's cinematic, you're writing for cinema. And so that's probably where I'll focus the next draft at. Yeah, right now I'm really working on the ideas of, I need to get some, they call them one sheets. And I've heard the term one sheets meaning a few different things. One is it's a big poster, so your movie poster. I had that thought come to my mind today, and so I jotted a couple ideas down. I'm gonna start trying to get a hold of the incredible guy up in Utah that does beautiful, beautiful work. He did our Legends from the Sky poster, and that's pretty much all he does is posters. I wanna get kind of a mock-up poster that I can start taking for funding, taking out to other resources to try to start getting the word out. Here's the film, we have the title. I'm gonna take my script today, digital file, I'll go on the Writers Guild of America on the West office out of LA. I'll go and register it there, and then right away I'll go and register and do it with the copyright office I believe it's out of DC or New York, wherever. And so right away, boom, I've got that registered. So the title and then my whole script is there. And then I have some other backup stuff that I do, keeping original drafts and things, just so somebody can't come in and try to steal, oh, that was my idea or whatever, that I have that record and that log of when I've worked on it and all those different pieces that I keep it. And I'm worried about, there's so many ideas out there and whatever, but just something that I've learned to do as a writer that's it's like $20 for the Writers Guild and 20, 30 or so, I think, which to me is a lot of money still, but for the copyright office, it's about that. So it's a good next step to take. And then get my mock-ups, my one sheet of the poster, and then I'm gonna do a one sheet for sponsorships. I talked to One Tribe yesterday, community that's interested, but I've got to get them a little one-page sponsorship. This is what I'm looking for, this is the benefits, this is how it benefits the community, this is how it benefits that organization, this is how it benefits us, this is how we can hopefully create that win-win-win. And so that's another thing. And then, so creating those, and then I have those marketing materials, maybe it was my marketing mind that took off running this morning, but those marketing materials that then I can go out and start hitting the street on the phone, emails, and start sending it out to my friends, to the places where we've shown our previous movies, going back to those contacts. This isn't necessarily the strategy I would use if you're making your first film, but we do have some relationships. A few people have heard of our More Than Fry Bread, Turquoise Rose movies, that I can now go back and start visiting those friendships and see, hey, this is what we have, is there any interest? This is what we're doing. That's exciting. I'm also wanting to go back in and do a Kickstarter campaign. I think I've done 4 or 5 Kickstarter campaigns in my life, and I think I've had 2 successful, 3 failures. I know I'm under 500, so batting average is still okay, but so hopefully, yeah, we can get some funds that way to make the film and create that win-win again with people that want to invest or buy the DVD early before the movie's even made, but kind of that building relationships, keeping that trust. They trust us that we can get a finished film because they've seen some of our other films, or how do you start to develop that trust? It's so important, at least in my world, of having just that trusting relationship of really having those relationships and creating win-win opportunities. Great thing with Kickstarter too, or even the sponsorships I'm going after, even in my mind, if none of that happens, like I'm still feel that today I felt like myself kick over into like, okay, we're making this movie happen mode. Then it hasn't been, it's kind of on the fence, off and on the fence, and now today it's like, okay, we jumped the fence, full speed ahead. If none of those things happen, it's okay in my mind as well, because that's marketing. People have seen a poster, even though it's maybe not the final poster with the final actor that we use to play the lead character or the couple of characters in it. It's still, they've seen the poster, they've seen the title. Hopefully, ideally the title won't change. They've known. So when the movie gets done, even though that tribe was like, no, we don't want to put up any money for the movie's anymore, I can approach them in 5, 6, 7 months, saying, hey, the movie's done. Now I have the trailer. Here's the trailer of the film. Watch the trailer. Here's the finished poster. Having the poster. So you need those marketing elements, which in my mind it's the poster, it's the name, the title, and the trailer. Those 3 things work together. That's how a movie sold, and you think, well, how do I know about movies? Oh, I go to online to YouTube. I did this yesterday or the day before, and watching some of the trailers of other films. You know, oh, I look up the title, I go to the IMDb page and some of those other resources that you go to do that. And so you try to set yourself up to be on those, in those same areas or with the same tools that all the big movies have. YouTube, Facebook, you know, social media. I have a poster, a trailer. The playing field has been really leveled because of the tools that we have. And so that's exciting to me. And then even today, you know, during my kind of spiritual study time, had some thoughts on a Fry Bread series, you know, our More Than Fry Bread movie, and we shot a first episode of the series that we want to make called Fry Bread, and that episode has really done nothing. It's on Vimeo, it's on Amazon Prime, very few people have seen it, but it all goes back to me having not really, I think I've made a couple of posts on social media, but haven't really pushed that at all. That's another thought that came, okay, we need to do that. And I had a couple of ideas. I need to reach out to some of the actors, start working with them, see if there's interest. I'd love to get them in the next episodes. And so it's kind of that win-win. The actors, if they have some time or, you know, a few minutes a day or a week or whatever, that they can start pushing, kind of help getting that out, kind of help trying to build that fire for that project. And so welcome to my world. It's insane. It's insane trying to do so much right now as one guy. I'm hoping to have a couple of conversations today. Again, one with our guy that does the great posters, and then also with a lady that I'm hoping will help to create those one sheets. Because if I have those tools, then I'm like, okay, I can start running. I can start reaching out to those relationships that I have, and that's where I really want to play is work, you know, with the relationships, the friendships that I had, and then letting people that really know what they're doing, the artists, those technicians that are very good at what they do in that one area or whatever, to bring them on board to help design the poster. I don't want to get in and try to figure out, I don't know, Photoshop and some of that. Get somebody else that can design those marketing materials so it's top of the line, so it's quality. Like, spend a little bit of money, you know, even if it's, to me it seems so much at times, but spend that little money so it looks like looks like a real film. And there's very talented people, you know, in probably every city, state, you know, online that you can find and work with somebody overseas, whatever, to create those marketing materials that they're top notch. They're just very, very good quality. So that's kind of the update of where I'm at today. I've been holding this orange the whole time, just have to keep trying not to drool. So this is, again, we talked about just having a little celebration. So this is a little celebration for me and a nice day, middle of January in Mesa, Arizona. It's 55, 60 degrees, and I'm gonna have still being from Idaho, having an orange tree is still very, very weird, but I love it.